Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Kevin Quantum. I am a magician scientist hybrid, and this is day 2 of Quantum Magic Lab. Every day at 12 PM noon, I will be launching a brand new magic tuition video on YouTube. This will help you to create, build, and perform your own magic tricks. I'm going to show you how the trick works, but then I'm going to also show you the deeper secrets, the science behind the trick, to hopefully give you a deeper understanding and maybe help you make your own modifications to the trick when you start to perform it. As always, you do not need complicated props for this. Everything you need you can get from your recycling or from your stationery drawer, or in this instance from your pocket. This one only uses a coin. This is my coin here. Get your coin ready. We're going to start teaching this one very soon. This is one of the best coin tricks ever. It's only going to work when you're sat at a table, but do not underestimate the power of this. Just remember how it looks when you first see it, because that is the experience you're going to be giving people when you show this to them. Alright, let's do this. Hey, welcome back. So this is the trick with the coin. I'll perform it first and I'll show you how it's done. The idea is very simple, that you do not take your eyes off the coin at all, at any point during this. I'm going to show you that one once more, just so you can see it in action. One coin, and again the same thing, do not at any point take your eyes off the coin whenever you can. So the secret to this one, there's two main parts to it. The first is some sleight of hand. The second is a new idea called misdirection. This is the idea that you're going to control where the audience is looking by where you look. It's very simple. We're all programmed to do it. So in this instance, I'll do the sleight of hand first, then we'll talk about the misdirection afterwards. The sleight of hand is this, that when you bring the coin to the end of the table here, you don't pick it up, but you just simply drop it onto your lap like this. So you drop it there with your finger, you drop it onto your lap just like that, and your hand is empty. So with your hand covering it, you bring it forward just like this, and as you pick it up, you actually drop it onto your lap. I'll do that once or twice more. You can try along with me if you like. So I slide it over to my lap, slide it, slide it, slide it. I'm about to drop it in 3, 2, 1, drop it, and then my thumb comes round behind to pretend that the coin is there. So let's try that one again. So slowly slide that right along to the edge of the table. It's dropping now, and as I do that, I tilt my fingers up and pretend that I'm holding the coin now in my hands. So let's try that once again. There's the coin, slide it along the table, drops now. I then pretend to hold the coin in my hands. The second part of this is the acting, and this is probably the most important part of this. If at all possible, you can make people look away from the moment where you're doing that secret drop move, because that's the moment that you're always going to get nervous at. That moment when it drops and someone's watching you, you're thinking, they saw me do it. They didn't see you do it, but just to help that process happen a bit more, you can actually add in some misdirection. So what do? I start off by spinning the coin like this. This is the first phase. As I stop it, I look at the coin. Then I look up and I say the important part here is for you not to take your eyes off the coin at any point during this. Now, of course, by this point, I've already done the dirty move. And by telling them not to look at the coin, by giving them an instruction, that misdirects them away from looking at where your fingers are. So once again, there's the coin, I spin it round and say the really important part of this one is to make sure that you do not take your eyes off the coin at any point during this. So when I start to slide that along the table, I look at it, but then I lift my head up when I'm saying not at any point take your eyes off of it. And then after I've done that, my eyes look again at my empty hand to where the coin should be, but isn't. Of course, the coin is now on my lap. The first part of this one is the sleight of hand part, which is when you slide it towards the end and pretend to pick it up. The second part of this is the misdirection part, which looks like there. Your hand moves. Just when it gets to there, you look up. Do not take your eyes off of it. And then you look back again. And at that moment when you're giving them the instruction, that's when you do the move. So the scripting, the sleight of hand, and the misdirection all work simultaneously together. This isn't easy, this is all about choreography, and it's important that you give it the time and the practice again in front of a mirror to make this one look good. All together. This trick's one with a coin. The important thing for this one is to make sure that you do not take your eyes off of it at any point. And then you can just slowly pretend to make that coin completely and utterly vanish. Completely mesmerizing, very fooling. The first time I ever, the times that I've used this is maybe times when other sleight of hand moves haven't been right for that situation. I've used this one and it has really blown people away. You can do it off the cuff, you can do it subtly, you can do it with a poker chip, you can do it with a draftsman, one of the small things you use for playing drafts or checkers. Lots of different objects will work for this, any small object. And the same thing is just make sure you do not take your eyes off of this at any point. If you want to add a little bit of complication to this, you can, once you've done that move there, you can then pretend to pass it to this hand, when in actual fact all you're doing is passing nothing from one hand to another. So again, how does that work? Your hand is there, that goes over there, you pretend you're holding in this hand and you pretend to put the coin into this hand and wrap your fingers around it. But you don't actually do it because there's nothing there. Again, this is about acting, and to make this work you really have to believe that the coin is in your hands at every single moment. Now the natural thing that I always do whenever I'm doing a sleight of hand move, even when I'm pretending to pass that coin from one hand to the other, is I look up at my audience. I don't look at me doing this because then they might pick up some of the awkward moves. However, if I pretend the coin's in my hand, so I look at it, I look up and I'm passing it, and then look back again, that misdirection simply by lifting your body and looking at them in the eyes is enough to control them. So the sleight of hand, work on that one separately. From the acting, the pretending the coin is in the hand, work on that separately. Then third, build in the speaking part. Build in your language and your script. And when you get all three of those together, this can be one of the really amazing tricks that you can perform at any point when you're sat at a table and there's a small object to play with. Really have fun with this one. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me for the second Quantum Magic Lab. I really do appreciate it. As always, this is a brand new project, so please share, leave comments, feedback. That'll help me make this better. I want to make this perfect for you guys. Tomorrow's lesson will need only a very simple prop, and that is your hands. You just need your hands and your fingers. We're going to teach you 3 magic tricks tomorrow. Some of them are fun, some of them are silly, some of them are deceptively brilliant, so do not rule them out when you're showing people these tricks. As always with this one, if we get to 1,000 views of this video in the next week, then I will launch a bonus video teaching you how to do the trick with the coin, not just at a table, but also when you're standing up on your feet, which is sometimes actually even more impressive. So share this video, send it to your friends, make sure we get up to 1,000 views, and I will make the other version of this coin trick. We're also going to ramp up the science element as well. I'm going to teach you the science behind some optical illusions that we are going to try tomorrow too. So I will see you tomorrow, 12 p.m. noon. Bring your hands. Thank you very much.